Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, as a kid, I loved Godzilla. I did. Me and my brother Duncan loved Godzilla. We used to watch it on Channel 4 late at night. And we used to watch all the rubbery antics of the man in the suit. But we've got a new... but we have a new Godzilla versus King Kong trailer. I'll just pop this on. Hopefully, Muggins remember to press the button for the sound.
This is our only chance. We have to take it. We need Kong. The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that in some way, Kong did the same.
Ah, no, it's a Godzilla!
That's one angry lizard. See, my money would be on Kong all day long.
I've got to spoil the music now, man.
Might have to dial it down a little bit so you can hear what we're saying.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
Can you always breathe that blue fire?
Yes. Always had nuclear breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Myths are real. There was a war. And they're the last ones
So
standing.
does that mean there was more?
That might have been on Skull Island.
Who bows to who?
Kong bows to no one.
He's a vampire. Yeah,
Right.
look nice.
It's not supposed to be anything. It's not supposed to win Oscars. This is what thing is. People gives me goes, "Oh, it looks stupid." Yeah, it's supposed to be stupid. It's two giant monsters fighting in a
Very realistic, is it? It's not very realistic.
Oh, it's not really realistic, is it? But
The lizard's tail's too long.
oh god, yeah, it doesn't look like any dinosaur I've ever seen.
Oh, he's not got short enough arms.
All right. So Muggins here has watched this trailer quite a few times, and I reckon I've got a breakdown of how the story goes in this, right? And I'll be honest with you, I think it's been stolen from kids' cartoons because I've seen this story in kids' cartoons. Yeah,
I don't think you're far off here. Yeah.
yeah, right. So you've got Godzilla, yeah, and apparently, as the guy said towards the end of the trailer, that Godzilla's attacking people, and we don't know why he's attacking people. Yeah. Right, so and then they've naturally gone, well, who can take on Godzilla? And they've gone, well, we know there's King Kong. Let's steal King Kong and use him to fight Godzilla. Because as far as I know, I'd rather have King Kong rampage through my city than Godzilla, because King Kong would feel bad about the people who trod on, where Godzilla wouldn't think of anything. So what they've done is capture Godzilla to go and capture King Kong to go fight Godzilla. Yeah, the problem is it's not Godzilla. It's Mecha Godzilla, and there's a bit in the trailer which I'll rewind to in a bit, where I think they've rigged up a giant robot-like Godzilla, and they've painted it with flesh on and whatnot. And then what's going to happen is going to get into a fight, and they start tearing the flesh off, and it'll be giant Mecha Godzilla. It'll get burnt off with Godzilla's nuclear breath and whatnot. But we'll have a fist fight between Godzilla and King Kong, and we'll have a team up between them two fighting Mecha Godzilla. Which actually,
Mecha. You
No.
think they're doing Mecha Godzilla? You really
Oh
think?
no,
they're
I
going
know
that
that.
far?
I know.
No.
No, I don't think. I know because it says it showed. They showed it in the trailer. Hang, where is the guy? I need to find the Asian fella in front of the computer because it says behind him.
The thing is, Godzilla only appears when there's a threat to Earth.
Yeah, or to him, or to the Titan thing.
He's one of the protectors of Earth, isn't he? So he's King Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you know what? I didn't know there was any more to the backstory of these two. I just thought they were massive and they needed to be defeated. That's-
No, you're not wrong, Nigel. You're not wrong there.
And right at the end, Godzuki comes into it.
Oh no, not Godzilla. Right.
This is the spin-off from Pacific Rim.
Right.
Oh,
Can
hang
you see this
on.
picture behind me?
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I
That's
get
a
it.
giant Mecha Godzilla.
Oh,
So I think I figured it. So congratulations to me.
It's
yeah,
specific.
that was
Rim.
well spotted.
Well done, Gareth. Well done. Do you want it? Do you want it?
The
You
cookie.
still owe me 2 T-shirts with my... Thank you very much. Yeah, so that's what I think it is. It all hinges around this. It's this bit here where you can click. That's Mecha Godzilla. No, any day of the week. So I called that one. All right, gents. So when it happens, but then again, it's not big. It's not a Chris Nolan film or anything. I'm not spoiled the big.
Do you not
twisted
think they're
injection.
just? Sorry, do you not think that's just a scan of Godzilla because they know where he is and they're keeping an eye on him?
No, because it says systems maximum charge on it.
Ah, okay.
All right, hang on. let me check it.
They're going Pacific Rim, aren't they? Look,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a Mecha
That's
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a maximum charge. Or minimum charge.
Now it's a mum charge, that is.
That's a mum charge.
All right, it's definitely a mum charge. But that's my feelings for that film. I'm looking forward to it because I do like them. They're
See,
silly.
the original Godzilla v Kong, the black and white one.
Yeah.
They had a big fight at the end, didn't they? And wasn't it a draw? Didn't they both get buried?
I can't remember. I'm trying to remember now because I can't remember seeing because
I'm pretty sure they had a big fight at the end, and they both got buried.
because from my memory that the aliens built Mecha Godzilla and they lived near Saturn or Jupiter or something along those lines. Now I'm trying to remember the Godzilla one. I can't remember. I'm sure. I don't know. But I love it when the military start firing stuff at Godzilla, thinking it's going to do anything. So,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I mean, I think if it's as good as Skull Island, because I enjoyed Skull Island for what it was. I thought it was really good. Godzilla 2, all the way through Godzilla 2, I was like, oh, he's on screen now. Oh, they've cut him off. All the way through it. I was like, right, we're going to have a big monster battle. I just hope they don't do it with this film.
No, they're going to do what they did with
It ends up being like the trailer. Oh, quick, they're going to have a fight. Oh, let's put her one out of Stranger Things. Give her a bit of screen time.
I think Godzilla 2 is better than Godzilla 1 in many ways. I thought Godzilla 2 was better.
You mean the King of Monsters, yeah?
Yeah.
It was good seeing the monsters. I mean, Mothra in it was awesome. But every time they had a little bit of screen time, and I'd be like, oh, yes, here we go. They turn it off.
Yeah.
That really knocked me all the way through it.
Yeah.
It's nearly as bad as not the last Transformers film, but I think it was the one before, where all through the trailer they were advertising Grimlock. And I'm like, oh man, Grimlock's in this. And went to cinema, all the way through it. Where's Grimlock? And you get to see him right at the end.
Yeah.
So,
after 3 hours.
Oh man, that was boring. That was boring.
Explosions everywhere. But it looks interesting. I said enjoyed the King of Monsters thing that they brought out. I also, it's funny because that's the first Godzilla film I watched was the Godzilla King of Monsters, which was again on Channel 4 at 11 o'clock at night after. Oh, they showed all their crappy, like The Word, if you remember that.
Oh wow,
yeah. And they showed it after that, and that was just as a kid that was awesome.
Yeah.
Watching that. My brother, he had a big Godzilla, and he had 2 Godzillas. Actually, he had a big Godzilla and a small Godzilla. they used to like fight. It's like come trance all over my muscle men and monsters in the pocket. Creature things like that.
I'm really annoying my wife because one of our neighbours has got a beagle pup and it's called Godzilla. And every time it comes around the corner, I just go, no, it's a Godzilla! Every time. I can't help it.
Okay. To add to this film, because I'm excited for it, I don't know how I'm going to watch it because probably still be locked up by the time it comes out in cinemas or whatever. It's been delayed by 1 week.
I don't get the 1 week thing.
Now, see, I was thinking that it was supposed to be on the 26th of March, and now it's going to 31st of March. Now, what I'm thinking is, this is the day after the renewal for HBO Max customers. They calculated it and went, well, if we just string it out just a little longer, you'll stay on 1 month more. So you'll have the Snyder Cut beforehand, and then Godzilla to hold you over to the next month, which kind of makes sense in my book, but I don't know if that's the actual case when it comes to this. So
I want to see it at the cinema, so I don't mind if they delay it until the cinemas reopen.
So I'm hoping we all go back in mid-March to end of March, when they give us the all clear here in the UK, and they say they've vaccinated enough elderly people and important people regards to the vaccine, then we can actually go back into the cinema. Because yes, I would like to watch that in the cinema. I've got my mate Carl, who I tend to go to the cinema with to watch these things on a Sunday morning. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Sunday morning, sitting there chowing down on, because we had to buy food so we wouldn't have to wear a mask throughout the film. So it's like, fuck it, we'll buy food because we don't have to wear a mask. There's a good way around it. I'm looking forward to it. It's like a Fast and Furious film. Don't take it seriously, for crying out loud. Just watch it. This is a film that you do watch for the explosions and the big lizards and monkeys fighting each other.
I'm expecting it to be as good as up to the standard of Schindler's List. I am.
I reckon this is very much a Michael Bay Transformers type thing.
Yes,
bang, bang, boom, boom, stuff.
With Godzilla in. Okay, so let's get onto our next one. Enjoying the podcast so far? Why don't you give us a like on YouTube? Thanks. Right, so this is a Babsta one, and this is, oh crikey, it's not ill, is it? It's Chaos Walking. Sorry. So let's pop this one on and let's have a nose at this trailer for a Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, this is the one that's been delayed for like 3 years. Sound G. Can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
Nope.
Oh, I could have sworn I put share thing on it. I actually swore I haven't actually bloody removed it with thingy. Let's go again. This
was the film that was made a few years ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that. Can you hear it now?
No.
Whoa! Stop!
You can't hear it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Girl. Oh my gosh, where are you from? You're a girl. No noise. You from Earthy? Girl! Hey, shut up, Todd. Sorry, I'm sorry. I've just never seen a girl before. Are you from Earth? You're really pretty. Yellow hair. I found her!
Oh.
Wait! Shit. Stupid noise. Girl.
It makes you wonder what these things are around their head.
It's their thoughts, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was a terrible crash.
What sort of caused it?
We're lucky to be alive.
Whoa! Stop! Don't come any closer. It's a girl. Girl! Oh my gosh, girl. I'm sorry. No noise. Blonde hair. I've just never seen a girl before.
Who are you?
It's so loud here.
We call it the noise. Happens to all the men on this planet. Every thought in our head on display.
Where are all the women?
They're dead.
No noise. What is she thinking? Where the hell is her noise?
It's strange to see everything you're thinking.
You know, it's strange for me too, not knowing what's going on in your head. I mean, I don't know, you might not like my dog, or you want to hit me over the head with a rock or something.
I like your dog.
He's stronger than he knows. You better watch your noise.
Snake. Those men catch you, they'll kill you. Get in the boat!
If you want to protect the girl, you have to leave now.
Keep you safe. Keep you safe.
With her power, there's no telling what he can do. I need that girl before she wants him. How many are coming? 100,
Before she warns him.
200.
Thousands.
I ain't talking to you. Be a man. Fight.
Be quiet.
I'm trying. Come on. Fight.
So
That's Kaz walking.
that was shot and finished in 2017. It's been in the can for 3 years.
Wow.
So because
you know what they probably did is they were like, kind of, we need to wait for the fallout from Star Wars to disappear, which will probably be 2020, and that'll be our year.
Do you remember that really bad film? Was it Cowboys versus Aliens?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, this is Cowboys versus Spider-Man versus the Jedi.
Yeah, it's it does right. You've definitely got Western vibes from it. It's definitely kind of looks like that. They've got the colony ship that's going to turn up is going to cock everything up for them, and it reminds me of an old adage where men do not pretend to know what women think, but women pretend to know what men think, and it kind of reminds me of that.
that they claim to know what men think. They claim to know. What men think.
Yes, they do.
My wife is forever telling me what I think.
But it's I always find that weird because it looks like they've actually managed to put it into some kind of narrative and whatnot. And Nigel's right when he said that they said about Tom Holland discovering something. You remember? I was just,
Yeah, it was like midway through that trailer. He was saying another guy was saying that before he discovers what he knows, so he knows something, but he doesn't know he knows it.
Yes,
I think so. I don't know. This concept looks really, really good. I quite like it, and Daisy Ridley doesn't look too bad. Yes,
see, I never. When it comes to the Star Wars film, I don't think I've got a problem with any of the cast in that Star Wars trilogy. So when I see him in other things, it's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with John Boyega or Daisy Ridley or I'm
not sure about Daisy Ridley. I'm not sure how good an actress she is.
We'll find out in this film.
Some of the facial expressions she pulls into Star Wars are a bit dodgy.
Yeah,
she might have been told to do that. We don't know yet, but you know, he might. You never know. Star Wars thing. She might have pulled a face that looked all right, and I went, no, change it. You know. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay.
It wasn't particularly well. They're not particularly well directed, the sequel trilogy, are they? So yeah, that could be true.
We'll find out in this film. The film looks really good, in my opinion. Lots of action, a little bit of mystery in there. I quite like the whole thought bubble thing, and when Tom, I like his character. Well, you know, he's a good actor, isn't he?
Yeah.
I like the way it seems at the moment, if you've got a sort of slightly nerdy, awkward, just above teenager sort of age, grab Tom, get him to play the part.
Yeah. Is it a Sony film? Is it done by Sony? Because I imagine if it's Sony, because they're desperately trying to keep their hands.
Lionsgate Films.
Lionsgate. Yeah.
I noticed it's done by the same guys who did Was it Edge of Tomorrow?
Oh.
Yes.
Loved that film.
Yeah,
I
it's a
like
good film.
The
Yeah.
problem with
God
Edge,
knows-
the problem with
Go
Edge
on.
of Tomorrow is I needed to hear 50p going into the slot every time he was replaying the game. This is going to continue.
But there's meant to have been a sequel for that for like years. They're meant to be making a sequel. There is a script for a sequel for that continues on, because obviously the way it ends, it's left open. That they only managed to disrupt that particular time loop, but there are others going on and things like that. So the premise for the next one sounded interesting, but I'm a big fan of Edge of Tomorrow. It's a brilliant film, really good, really good.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise does well at the old sci-fi's.
Okay.
Yeah,
According to muscular Yoda, Balin the Hobbit, Charlie Kaufman wrote that, and I can't remember who Charlie Kaufman is now. I'm thinking of
Written by Charlie Kaufman, and yes, he did write it.
Okay.
And he is a novelist who is behind things like Edge of Tomorrow and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. All right. So that's
So apparently the film was finished in 2017, but they had several weeks of reshoots in 2018 and 2019 because of poor test screenings. So
that's not a good sign.
Reshoots were not able to begin until April 2019 because of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker and Spider-Man. So that's why it's been such a long gestation period, I would imagine.
It's all right. Tom hasn't exactly aged, neither has Daisy Ridley that much, so I don't think you'll be able to notice much difference.
Do you know what? I reckon Tom Holland's going to be one of those fellas who, it doesn't matter how far in the future we go, he's still going to look like a baby-faced teen. You know, like the guy who plays Ant-Man, Paul something.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd hasn't aged in 55 years.
God, he looks the same age as when he was in Friends, and that was 20-odd years ago.
Yeah.
It makes you... makes you sick.
Yeah,
These people
I think
don't
Paul
age.
Rudd's in his early. Yeah. I think Tom's going to be the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with you. And he's a local boy as well.
Yeah, he is.
Well, not to you.
Not to me, but to you.
No, to Keith. He's in Thailand.
No, not anymore, but he was a local boy when I used to live with you guys. He's a local boy to you guys.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to TV. New Kenobi rumor claims that Liam Neeson will reprise his role as Qui-Gon Jinn. Okay, you put the story on, Keith. So
you asked for stories.
I did ask for stories.
There's a distinct lack of stories this week. So that was the most interesting one.
Yeah, there's a rumor he'll be in the new show. He'll be a Force ghost, I imagine. And does he have a certain set of skills? I don't know. It would be nice if a Force ghost came around and cleaned the house. That would be really good. Oh my god, they cleaned the house.
Do you think somebody's going to steal him? Steal Obi-Wan? So then
no, baby Luke.
Find you,
baby Luke. No, someone steals baby Luke, and he has to get back to his aunt Veru and thing. That's what's going to happen. He's going to get kidnapped, and he has to then go and rescue him. But because he's a baby, Luke will have no memory of it, and that also explains why everyone is a bit kind of, that Ben Kenobi, dodgy fella. We think
he's ex-military, and
I mean, I think what's his face and get away with that. Put the beard back on again, and he'll be he'll look exactly like he did a few years ago, because he doesn't age, does he? He hasn't aged that much. No, Ewan McGregor. But Yoda mentions Qui-Gon at the end of episode 3. That he's been chatting with him. So evidently Qui-Gon was like the one that sort of worked out how to be a Force ghost, I think. At least that's what it's hinted at in episode 3.
He watched the YouTube video. You need to concentrate on blue. The color blue. Just think blue constantly. That was a weird one that he said he came back, but yeah, it was.
Well, old Liam needs some work nowadays because
we covered that a while back. With
We're not on Taken 7 yet.
I'm sure. Why doesn't he do like kind of like proper security?
Oh dear.
I haven't seen. My parents told me to go watch the Taken films. Every time I go to watch the Taken films, something always happens. I don't know. It's not like I get taken. I get phoned up by Liam Neeson that says, "Don't watch that film." He goes, "Oh, if not, I'll come around and hurt you."
Yeah.
It's like,
I will find you.
I've got a particular.
Of course you know where I am. You've got my fucking phone number.
I don't understand. Like how? Okay, wasn't there 3 Taken films?
Yes.
I mean, what are they going to move to next? The Family Pet.
No, that's John
the
Wick.
auntie, the uncle.
She's going to get it.
If they do the Family Pet, that's John Wick. You can't do that.
I know exactly. They're just stealing ideas now.
Yeah. Oh, John Wick versus I can't remember what his name was in Taken. What was his name?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
It doesn't matter.
I'm the actor Liam Neeson.
Taken 1 was a really good film, but 2 and 3 were just ridiculous. I mean, they killed off the wife in 3, didn't they? Or did they?
Like Jack Bauer 24.
You know what? Darkman was good, and so was Rob Roy. Awesome films.
Oh god, yes, Darkman. Crikey, that's with Mr. Fleshy Face with his burnt off thingy. Oh crikey, that's a blast from the past. It's a lot. I put that alongside. That's fired alongside Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck, yeah.
I liked Howard the Duck as a kid. As an adult, maybe not, but as a kid, I enjoyed the hell out of that. But as a kid, my brain hadn't finished forming, shall we say?
Best superhero ever.
All right, let's move on to our next one.
Hi, this is Nigel, and I'm talking in my lovely narrator's voice. Bask in its loveliness, but don't bask for too long. We need your help. Come to YouTube and watch our videos for the love of God. Well, send Keith round to your next barbecue and he'll eat all your food. Toasty! You have been warned.
What?
Oh, that's brilliant.
Apart from the fact I'm going to kill my wife for putting that freaking picture on Facebook.
I've got
Nige, that way you are caressing it. Just a tad on the
The worst thing is,
mate, when you narrate, you have to make love to the mic.
All right, so this is our next one. This is something Babsta brought up, and I thought he'd watched it. And he was going to sell it to us, but he saw the trailer and he thought it looked interesting, and I think it looks a bit interesting too. So I'm going to play it.
I agree.
Excuse me, sir. You Dr. Harry Vanderspiegel?
What can I help you with?
We had ourselves a murder in town last night. You're a doctor. We need you to come down and take a look at the body. Doctor.
This is awesome. A good mystery, figuring out what happened. Like Law and Order. Kung kung.
All right, look, that's one creep or something, bitch. Y'all see that, right?
I have to prove I fit in, that I'm normal like them.
What the hell?
There's something wrong with that man.
Who even are you, Harry Vanderspiegel?
Just a normal human.
This town looks like a slice of Americana, but trust me, it has an underbelly.
My son told me you're an alien.
Well, you don't have anything to worry about. I'm not an alien. Thank you for coming over.
There is a killer out there.
I can help. I'm a good doctor. I'm never wrong.
We strongly believe the body washed up on the beach.
How do you know that?
Because I can feel it in my balls.
Well, and I checked the currents. So the currents and the sheriff's balls.
Everybody's innocent until proven guilty, unless they're guilty.
One of the people here is a murderer. Kung kung.
So intense. I like it. Not for everybody.
Did he sniff the dead body there?
Yes,
I don't think that needs any selling. I think that trailer sells itself. I just think it looks
What,
awesome.
I'm a big Alan Tudyk fan. I think I really
Same
enjoy
here.
him. But I'm trying to think of stuff I've watched in that I don't enjoy. I've even liked him in Transformers as the driver with some skills. But yeah,
he was one of my
definitely
favourite
excellent.
characters. Firefly, and they killed him off in the film. It really pissed me off because I loved him in Firefly. He's great in everything. He's great in Doom Patrol as
Yes, Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody. He's fantastic in that because he's sinister at the same time. He's quite funny, and he switches, and I think he's a fantastic comedic actor. So I saw the trailer to this the other day, and it looks awesome.
I think it's been cast really well because he's got that kind of face that, he could be an alien. A bit like Rutger Hauer. He got that look to him.
I just love the idea that he's the resident. He's been trapped on Earth, and clearly he's been watching too much TV. Because I think he watched the first 9 or 7 minutes on YouTube, and I watched the first 7 or 9 minutes on YouTube, and he's trying to teach himself English by watching TV. So it's got him, and it's like 3 hours later, he's picked up most of the language. The problem, he hasn't picked up most of the culture. So he kind of like he thinks it's like it is on TV. It looks good. I'm just going to find out where to watch it in the UK without having to sail the high seas, shall we say?
I would really like to see that.
That is going to be
quite funny.
So is the Sci-Fi Channel a Sky thing?
I'm sure I've got the Sci-Fi Channel, but my Virgin box is broken.
It's not on Sky here. It's either on the Warner Brothers channel or Fox. I can't remember which one I saw it on. But it's not on Sci-Fi here, so I don't know if it's on Sci-Fi in the UK.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to find it so we can watch it because that does look. It's got potential, shall we say?
I need to have a look because that is a really good program that I would really like to see.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how it's going to play out. Is there another alien in the town?
I reckon that police officer who came over and went.
What are they called?
Yeah.
I just think he's an asshole. I think he's a red herring. I think he's the guy that's supposed to put you off. I just love the way the deputy's like kind of because of the currents.
Oh hell yeah!
There's probably going to be another alien race looking for him. He's probably a criminal, really, on another planet, isn't he?
We don't know. That's going to be interesting. So, have you found it
on Sky UK on the Sci-Fi Channel?
Okay,
Resident Alien.
I will go to my Virgin thing because I can probably do the same thing and get it from there. So that's going to be interesting to give it a watch.
Yeah, it's actually on Sky One by the looks of this.
Yeah, the downside is it is on Sci-Fi, so that means 3 series and then cancelled. Palin and his massive abs says it has potential. Hope he doesn't get cancelled. Yeah,
I'll have to have a look at Napster.
Napster. Yeah, it's.
No, I'm sorry. I was saving this for Nige, but.
If you haven't gathered, Keith has furnished himself with a soundboard. It was a soundboard that I told him I wanted to get hold of. So naturally, he went, "Oh, I'm having that while you're at it too."
I was saving that. I was saving this for Nige, but I'm sorry, Master.
All he's doing so far is on that soundboard is playing sounds that come out of his arse.
Oh, Nige!
Naturally,
I've got a preflow of sound.
Don't set him off, Nige. Don't set him off, please. Right. Okay. Let's swiftly move on to gaming, and I've got a really complicated topic that I want to go through with you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So, just before we start, you guys probably don't know this, but I have a qualification in stock trading. From the Shore Academy, which I did. It took 6 weeks to get, and I did it. And at the end of it, I decided no, stock trading wasn't for me because it's a very nasty environment, and it is a case of big fish eat small fish. Until some people on Reddit get together and decide, you know what, maybe it's time that the small fish act like a swarm of piranhas and eat the big fish. And and what they've done is they've inflated the GameStop stock, which was being shorted, and it was being squeezed ridiculously to the point that it looked like it was being bullied on the stock market. Now, what the guys in the stock market are doing is what we refer to as shorting. Yeah, and that's shorting without filling your trousers. Okay, so what they do is they go to the company and say, "Hey, GameStop," goes, "I'd like to have some of your stock," and they go, "Okay, here, have 10 shares of our stock." And then what you do is you take the 10 shares, yeah, and you say, "I'll give them back soon, I promise," and then you sell those shares straight away onto the stock market, yeah. And the idea of you selling away onto the stock market is those shares will drop. You can then return the shares at the price that you bought them for. And the difference between what it dropped by and the return value is your profit. Feels really weird in comparison to kind of other things. Now you've got CFD bets and things like this. So what they've been doing is they've been shorting this stock out to the point it's ridiculous. So people on Stock Market Bets Reddit group decided to all buy into GameStop, causing the stock to inflate massively. We're talking a huge, almost 300% inflation at points. So people who bought into it, who were buying stock in the hope that it would go up, were watching it go up. And all these stock market traders were thinking, we're the big boys, yeah. Clearly, they're going to run out of money at one point, and this stock will short. But what's happening is they're borrowing their stock to short it, and they're having to return it at a loss. So these people are making more and more money, causing it to go up. Now, here's an interesting thing. If the stock price, which I think is, oh, crikey, what was it valued at, Nigel? It was about $300 a share, I think?
I think it peaked at over $400 per share.
Well, when I checked this story out, it was about $300. It was $300 a share. If that stock peaked, this is a great one, peaked to $1,000 a share, it would destroy Wall Street, because there's not enough money in Wall Street to buy those shares back because they've been artificially inflated so high. Now, I find this funny because if you know anything about retail trading, you're the commodity, not what you buy or share. You're the commodity. They use the data that you do with your trading to sell on to the big guys so they can work out what's going on. And I've seen it personally where stocks which should be going up and down depending on the news that's coming in. So what you'd do if you were trading, you would look for all your leading statistical indicators, and then you'd look for what they call fundamental indicators. So it would be like the Federal Reserve would say, hey, we know what we're increasing interest rates or something. Yeah. So if they increased interest rates, the money and stuff would all change in the market. But sometimes you'd find that they'd say something like that, and then like one time it would change, 2 times it would change, 3 times you're expecting it to change like it did before, but all of a sudden it goes the other way. Really annoying, especially if you're stock trading. But they were trying to similar things. They were trying to do this with the GameStop stock, but they've done some really dumb things. One of the dumbest things they've done is they've stopped people trading in it because the stock market doesn't like this. Doesn't like that the smaller people have all got together and they've ganged up on them and caused them to lose money. And there's a video of a billionaire crying, which makes me smile because he thinks that the rich people are being ganged up on by the poor people. Robinhood have stopped people and sold their stock. So where they were holding on to it, they've sold their stock so they can't make any more money off the back end of it, which is wrong. There's a saying in this group: we can remain retarded longer than you can remain solvent, which is spot on. And I think it also falls down to the fact that GameStop also has some kind of, there's like a familial feel with it. It's a really hard thing to explain. I can draw charts and graphs until the cows come on, but long and short of it is they push the stock up and Wall Street doesn't like it. So they've started pulling all manner of dirty tricks, including selling their own shares without their permission through a thing called the Robinhood app, and that app is going to die. So that business will be gone and forgotten after all of this is done. But for those in there, Elon Musk bought shares, and apparently he's made money. The other Wall Street traders also bought shares in there as they watched it go up. So it's just a few of them having a bitch and moan. I love Washington's response was fantastic. The Washington response to the GameStop thing was, we have a female treasurer. That's not an answer, dummies. Sorry, I overloaded the mic then, but it was funny watching everyone freak out about it. But the long and the short of it is, what they're doing is fair. You invited them in to do retail trading. And the reason you want to do retail trading is so you could use their data to manipulate the market to make yourself more money and money off of them. And now it's come back to bite you on the arse.
It's slightly good that it's biting them a bit, but you don't want it to completely crash Wall Street.
No,
because if it does, we're going to feel the pinch on that. I think there has to be at some point some control put into place. But it's nice that they've bloodied the nose of these hedge funds. It's amazing actually. But you've done it now. You've proven a point. Calm it down a bit, because then it's going to start screwing people. And right now, you don't want that to happen. That's the only thing I would.
Yeah. It's my pension's not in the US stock exchange. It's split up between 3 European areas, one of them being the London Stock Exchange. I find it funny. Hang on a second. Let me just see if I've got this video here of this rich person complaining.
The reason why people are using the Robinhood app is because it gives the opportunity to buy very few shares, whereas before, if you go straight into the stock exchange, I think there's a minimum amount.
Yeah, that's what all the ones do, because you have to buy like 1,000 shares, which winds up being £100,000, which you can't afford.
Yeah,
but
and that's why the Robinhood app was good, because it allowed you to buy 2 or 3 or 4. Here and there.
Trading 212 does a similar thing in the UK.
What I don't agree with is Robinhood app automatically selling off people's shares without their permission. That surely isn't legal.
Now there are rules inside the app where it will cash out a trade where it thinks it's going south quickly and automatically cancel it. From experience, but this is different because it's making the money, not losing money. So it looks like they're trying to protect the funds. This is just a video of one of the guys from Wall Street. Hang on a second.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people, and I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
But yeah, this guy starts fucking whinging and crying pretty much over the fact that people are playing the stock market as you were supposed to allow them to play. This is a really weird one. This is what I think they're how can I put it politely? Anarcho-capitalism, I think is the way they described it. Create anarchy through capitalism. I know that they don't like it. No, I don't give a shit that they don't like it. So
I feel sorry for him. I really do.
It's just I feel sorry. He can have his butler drive him down to the seaside so he can have a cry in his yacht, his $1 million yacht, and I'll feel sorry for him after he loses all that money.
Do you know what? I think this might sum it up from a Reddit point of view.
Nothing to see here.
That's a good one. I just love the fact that a group of smaller investors have come together to do this, and it's a weird one. But this is going to be playing out for a while. The downside is that I imagine it'll get infiltrated by fucking commies or something, and they'll be making out that it's against this, that, and the other, rather than it was just a group of investors deciding to fuck the market to see if they could, and they did. I think you know what. There was a hole in your logic. There was a hole in your trading. You didn't think the whole thing through. There's going to be a lot of lawsuits and a lot of lost money on this, and I think it's good. But as I said, if that GameStop hits $1,000 a share, it's goodbye Wall Street. And I mean, creators. Part of me is like, go on, do it. I dare you, do it.
Well, I think I sent you guys a picture the other day because I think at some point they became a FTSE 500 company because of this share price. And I sent you guys a picture of a boardroom with all the suits in there. And there in the middle is Big Bird.
Oh, yes. I
Big
remember
Bird
that,
representing GameStop.
Yeah, I can't get over it. Okay, so sorry, I just lost all my bumps. Okay, so we'll move on to our next story, which is one that's probably going to irritate people. A word's too much for you? Then you should follow us on Instagram. We put pretty pictures out. Thanks. It's true. It's
Of your tea. Pretty pictures of your tea.
Okay. I've got to come up with more for next week. That's the hard
Thank
bit.
you, my liege.
All right, so the scalpers are at it again.
Shoot them! Kill them now with fire.
This is this. I'm gonna have to turn off. You're gonna have to mute me. I'm gonna be riled because I've been fucked over by scalpers. I haven't got a PS5 and
I haven't got a PS5.
You've missed a trick if you haven't got an auto beeper on your machine. You've got that.
Yes, you have. You've missed the beep 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 beep.
You could literally just say what you want to say, but go beep 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 beep.
Keith, have you got PlayStation 2?
No, I've got a PS4.
But,
my
okay,
wife-
if you've got a PlayStation 4, get yourself a PlayStation 1, tape them together.
That's how maths work, Keith.
Right. Anyway, to get on with it. Right.
Couldn't resist that.
Gentlemen, unconfirmed reports from an anonymous source, anonymous Argos staff member posted on social media last night that they suggested they said that their stock, I've lost track of where I'm supposed to be looking, their stock had been picked up by scalpers. They're not the only ones doing it. They're trying to cancel these scalpers stock. It's not working. It's these bot network things that are working. They need to put capture on there and only have one per credit card, debit card, etc. to try and stem the flow.
Here's the thing, right? The retailers are trying to do it, but Sony are doing fuck all. There is just simply not enough.
Right, hold on.
They should have damn well delayed it.
Keith,
yeah? I'm really riled about this.
Why is this Sony's problem?
Because it is Sony's problem. Because
this is the retailer's problem, not Sony's problem.
No, it's not. By launching it when they did with a lack of stock, they are effectively giving the scalpers business. If they had flooded the fucking market with stock, there wouldn't be these arsehole scalpers that are selling PlayStation for 1,500 quid.
Keith, ever since the PS2, actually ever since the Nintendo Super Nintendo Entertainment System, I know of scalpers. Okay, they have been around. Hang on, Keith, they've been around. But it's not. Sony didn't fuck up their ordering system.
They fucked up by putting it out. They fucked up by putting it out without enough stock. There is no stock anywhere, and they're launching it in more and more countries. No, they haven't. They haven't. They have put 3,000 units.
4.8 million.
Bullshit. I'm sorry.
Million.
Bullshit.
4.8 million. Yeah,
it's bullshit. I don't believe
Why is it bullshit?
Because they haven't got enough stock. We know that they've only put 3,000 out in Thailand. They've only got they're launching in India, another big market, and apparently it's heavily rumored they've got less than 10,000 on launch day for India. There is no stock of this anywhere because of the issues that's going on in China. I don't believe these figures. I think Sony are bullshitting.
No,
I really don't believe it.
I know. You know why I know? Because Microsoft will be the first one to call them out on it. Yeah. They've got reason to call them out on it. They've sold 2.4 million Xbox X Series consoles. Okay, so that is pretty much double.
I don't think the stock's there. I just don't. I mean, you know, the way these things are going. I mean, you look at how all this stock came back into the UK and it sold out in less than 30 minutes. Right? Is that true? Something like 13 minutes.
I don't think it was 30 minutes. It was sold out within minutes before it went on general sale. So before it was actually known or available within the Argos website, they found a backdoor in to then nick all of those and buying stuff, and they were
there
already
could have been people pre-ordering them all. Yeah.
well, they'd already bought them, and the next morning they were picking them up, and then it was the next day. It was the next day that they were meant to be going live, but they were already got them, and they were already picking them up that day. So
that's what happened here, because I witnessed it happened to 2 retailers here. They're not admitting it, but loads of people called them out online for it. That's exactly what happened here. The website's
retailers don't care, do they? Because at the end of the day, if they're still getting the sales,
they're getting the money.
They couldn't give couldn't get absolute monkeys about it.
There's a level of corruption here that I haven't witnessed before, and believe me, I remember when the PS2 came out, and I went through the whole pre-order scheme there, and literally a few weeks later, it all came into stock, and everybody could get one. I have never known anything quite like this. I mean, it's worse when it comes to graphics cards. I mean, let's don't even get me started on the 3080.
Because that's fucking crypto mining there.
Yeah, I know. But I have not seen anything quite like this.
This
for the PS5.
is twofold. You're both right. You are both right, because yes, the lack of stock has driven this, but the retailers are not doing enough. They just need that fucking capture thing on there.
One per person and capture. That's it.
I agree with you. I was going to say I agree with. I'm angry, so I apologize. It's really got to me. This, you're right, Gareth, that it is the retailers, but I also think some of the responsibility falls on Sony.
No, it's Sony's job and their marketing department to spin everybody up into a fury to want to buy these. They did it with the PS3. They've done it with the PS4. Xbox has done it too.
But you have a moral.
Cyberpunk is another example of this, but people got wound up into wanting to buy something. Yeah. And the idea is that and then also creating scarcity also helps sell too.
I get that. But I think you have a certain moral obligation, and I think that they knew the demand for this was going to be great, doubly fold because of what's going on at the moment. And if they hadn't got the stock, I think morally they should have waited a bit, because that would have downed what's going on at the moment. So I do think some of the responsibility lies on Sony. I do. I'm sorry, but I do.
Well, if you go on eBay is absolutely saturated with PS5s.
And people are paying for it. But I mean, don't get me wrong, it's the idiots out there that are going and paying for 1,000 plus for a freaking PlayStation. I won't do that. I refuse point blank to do that.
I'm completely with you on that one. It's a case of I get a PC. If it's £1,000, get a fucking PC. I've done with it.
I want to join in with you guys, and I want that PS5 experience, because I know it's good. But
I want one as well. You can get me one as well, Keith.
Yeah.
I'll get
you the digital edition, Babsta.
Oh no, that's just cruel. That is so cruel.
When I'm on Instagram on our Monkey Nut Punch page, come follow us, and I'm scrolling through the pictures. Every 5 or so, there is a promoted post by one of these scalpers trying to sell, and they've turned off comments because everyone's calling them out.
Yeah,
good.
And it's just crazy. And my wife was asking me about how to get a PlayStation 5 because one of her friends
steal mine.
Buy one. I said, don't at the moment. Just wait. Their child might want one, but you just got to wait, because you can get one from eBay or whatever. Just don't. Because
find one of these desperate little geeks that's got one. Flash them. I'm sure they'll give it to her.
Well,
that's about the only chance she's going to get of getting one. Sorry, my eyes are going funny. You can't.
She was talking about flashing, Keeper.
Yeah, well, you know.
It is one of those things. All right.
The best thing you can do, if you haven't got one yet, wait.
Do you know what the really annoying thing is? On my soundboard that I haven't got set up at the moment, I have a button where it says warning, Keith and Gareth are about to go off on one. You have been warned. I wish I had mine set up, because I would have pressed that button for that.
It's over with. I partially agree. I do agree that it is the retailers, as I said to you.
They both could do better, and they could hold off and say, right, we've built up about 500,000 here. Off they go. They might be doing that. Maybe they need to wait until they've got 1 million. But then the retailers themselves need to do better. And
it's massively backfired on Sony here because most Thai people are not aware that the Sony store or Sony centers are actually franchised. So the Sony store here had a massive crash, unsurprisingly, on the day that pre-orders kicked off. So they delayed it. And they said, right, we'll give you the information on Monday. So everybody jumped back online on Monday. The website crashed again. And they said, oh, yeah, no, we're just giving you the information. Pre-orders will start on Wednesday. So then everybody had to wait for a third day. And, of course, it crashed. And then they miraculously sold out like every other retailer. And apparently it's only available through the online channel. And people are livid. I mean, there's been quite a massive backlash on Sony. Sales around Sony, around the whole of Thailand are down this week.
If we were in regular retail mode, I imagined all those store people, especially people like Game, would be selling them in store. If we didn't have our thingy, because they want people to come into their store to buy something. They're coming back to the GameStop story. Those retails look like they're dying, hence people are shorting their stock. But they would want people inside to buy the extra stuff.
I agree with you, but we are open here. All our retail stores are open. The problem was there was only 3,000 coming into the country, although Sony haven't admitted that. But that's a well sort of founded rumor that there was only 3,000.
Gav's right, because when I was trying to buy my Xbox Series X, I was doing it through the online channel, and I was sitting in a 40-minute queue just to log in. I drove into town because they were still open at that point, and walked in the store and went, "Have you got any allocated still for this?" And he went, "Yep." I went, "Put my name down, please. Pre-ordered." Okay, great, done. And I walked out.
I did the same.
I could have done that with a PS5. That would have been brilliant, but I couldn't with the PS5. Unfortunately, I missed the first wave. Second wave was online only.
It's because this is an online. The online part of this is causing the issues. All right.
Yeah.
Let us move on and let our blood pressures drop.
You're listening to the Monkey Nut Punch podcast.
That wasn't as loud when I mixed it down.
Ow.
That's new. I like that one. That was funky.
We've had that since day one. You know that, don't you?
No.
Yeah. Fiverr.com.
From Fiverr.com, from True Voice. The lovely lady at True Voice on that. Okay, so this is one for Babsta actually, because we were having a chat. I think it was last weekend, and Babsta's. You said about everyone seems to be taking a massive dump on Cyberpunk 2077, but when it comes to like the PC and whatnot, seems to be okay. So. Just to go through the patch notes on this, because I think it will get there eventually. The problem is it's having to wait until probably April, May of this year. They put some bits in there mainly to optimize stability and introduce better memory management to address a load of bugs in there. And there's some curiously platform-specific things where the crowd optimization is there for the PS4 Pro, PlayStation 5, and I think for the Xbox X series and the Xbox One X. In there too, which seems a little on the weird side when it comes to optimization. As I said, I think it's going to get there eventually, but it's a case of being patient. And I know when it's going to get there because they will release a PS5 version and an Xbox X Series version, and that's when you'll know Cyberpunk's ready to play. Sorry,
have you got it? But have you got it, mate?
What Cyberpunk?
Yeah, have you got it?
Yeah, I've been playing it on the PC. Yeah, it's an amazing game, stunning, absolutely.
Question. Are you playing it in perv mode?
In perv mode?
Well, you can you know what I mean. You can pretty much customize the size of his dong, can't you?
Oh gosh. Yeah, you can at the beginning, yeah.
Well, apparently you can give him 2 penises.
Well, I don't know about that. But
I've heard.
thing is, you put clothes on anyway, so it doesn't really make any difference.
Yeah.
Now you're giving me the politician's answer. Now give me the wrong.
Yeah, I'm just running around with no trousers on with a massive dong out.
Yeah, the problem is he gets like a delay before anyone tries shooting at him for a good 3 seconds because they're all like, "What?" Oh, we'll better shoot him. 3 seconds, he's dead.
Better not get too close. If he swings quick enough, he'll knock us out.
It's like the Scots with the kilt.
It's the cheat mode. You don't need any guns in it if you activate that dong mode.
A bit of wind in.
I know it's had a lot,
Now do the windmill.
I know it's had a lot of issues, including the patch that they released, which made it worse. But I secretly I would quite like to play this game. I think it looks awesome. I do think it looks good. It has promise.
I've seen it running on the consoles, and it is pretty bad. I must admit. But all the YouTubers that cover across the board, all the consoles, all the PCs, they're only focusing on that, and it's not washing. Doesn't wash. I tell you what is interesting though. Elon Musk, right? I don't know if you've read this story.
Oh yes,
but I think he's bought shares in CD Projekt Red.
Yeah,
they went up 20%. They're right next to the GameStop stories. Yes.
Yeah, and also in the brand new Teslas, I think he's installing gaming PCs so you can play.
No, you drain the battery in like 5 minutes.
I saw that. That's right. He was saying in one of his posts, he said this car, I think it's one of the new ones coming out, can run, and he showed a picture of one of the CD Projekt Red games. So yeah, they can do it. They can run it.
Yeah.
And he was saying the car has 10 teraflops of power.
Yeah, but you want the 10 teraflops focused like on the road, not on CG project. Sorry,
I can't imagine you'd be playing the game and driving at the same time.
True.
No, but you might want to be having someone drive you.
You can activate Mario Kart mode as well, can't you?
God,
so
real life mode. Could you imagine that? It actually has. It has the things in there virtually, so you can throw a blue shell and stop people, and the car just hits the brakes on the car.
I just love Elon Musk. I think he's just got a great sense of humour. I really do. And we need more people like him.
He's a bit nuts.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, you kind of do need these kind of people to.
Yeah. If we want to go forward,
I agree
if we
with
want to go forward, we need people like him.
I have to admit, it's I mean, I think the US government are squeezing him a bit, especially with this whole spaceship stuff. You heard that the last spaceship launch, apparently that broke FAA regulations. And the FAA are flexing their muscles at the moment on a multitude of things, including drones.
Break FAA regulations if you took
they
off from like
they did something incorrectly, but he's now basically SN8, which was the one that basically crashed.
Yeah.
They did something. They didn't have the right permit, or they broke the rules that they had registered for. Basically, they didn't do something correctly. And then SN9 was meant to launch on Friday, and it was fueled up and then couldn't launch because the FAA basically went no.
That's
and
Monday
Elon
now,
Musk,
isn't it? Isn't that Monday?
Elon Musk. Well, I think Elon Musk is basically making them look very stupid because he's been back on his Twitter thing and basically saying, stop stifling us. We're never going to get to Mars if you don't let us test our rocket, which has kind of got a point.
Do you know what? Whenever I hear anything to do with identity politics, I always go in the back of my head, we're never going to make it into space. It's never going to be like Star Trek.
And I think he's number one in the billionaire list as well now.
He is, yes. He's currently richer than Bezos.
Really? Considering Bezos has been getting my money for the last year. Okay, Christ Almighty, that's a big one. All right, let's move on to our next one. Brave enough to follow us on social media? Why don't you follow us on Twitter @MonkeyNutPunch? Thanks. All right, so we got another trailer here. This is Ill, and it looks quite interesting. I describe it as what happens if the thing got to the mainland. Let's have a nose. Forward a bit.
That's what I thought.
Look, Bob Hopper doesn't know him either.
Bob's got other things to do. That's right. It's news time.
Jesus!
Keep your eyes on the road, pal.
Oh, fuck. Saw the shit in his car.
Ah! God. Wait, huh?
Hello? I'm so sorry. No, I didn't.
That's not the.
Hang on. It's not finished. This is the bit I was interested in.
Okay. Yeah.
Stop it there. But yeah, it looks interesting. We've got Keith, his camera for a moment. He's been playing around with it too much. Anyway, right. So yeah, that was Ill, an indie horror game from Clout Games, if I got that right.
Yeah.
It looks very interesting. I'm hoping it does wind up like we've got at the moment, because like I said, it looked like the thing, because in the thing, if you cut the creature into parts, those parts will become independent of the original and run off, because of the old blood test thing with Kurt Russell. Seems weird because it had the PlayStation triangle prompt in it.
No, I didn't spot that. Where was that in the trailer?
Literally just as you were about to cut the video, and he used a shotgun. He went to pick up some more shotgun pellets.
Yeah.
Or cartridges, and it was triangle to pick up.
That's interesting, though, because he's obviously. I wonder if that's part of the Unreal Engine development kit. That triangle.
Yeah, potentially.
The reason, because the Unreal development kit favors a PS5. So where Microsoft were going for game studios, Sony were going for game engines. So it might be a part of that. It may be a case that it's got an easy upscale to a PS5 on it, and that might be a nice sweetener, if you know what I mean. Put it on the PC, and there's an easy conversion to the PS5. Might be the case on that, which will be a good one. So yeah, it looks interesting. It's a touch of the last Resident Evil game, the one that doesn't feature vampires and features the hillbillies. Kind of reminds me of that, which is good.
Yeah.
But it has the thing element where the hand came running off and scarfed it off. Don't know if it's parasites. Don't know if it's a weird thing. Looks interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on that as it comes through. If it comes on the PS5, I'll probably definitely get that. Yeah. So, you guys, what do you think of it?
Look like zombies to me.
Okay. All right. So,
it was a bit stuttery here, so I couldn't see a lot of it.
You need to go back and watch the last part of that trailer, and you'll see the thing element. Yeah.
Yes, I think I got what Gareth means. It certainly looks interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way they shot the arm off with the shotgun, and then it scampered off elsewhere.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. Little effect, it's like whew, found a hole, went through that, and it doesn't look like quite like they're zombies. They're more like something out of maybe Resident Evil.
Yeah, I know. The last Resident Evil game. It's a weird one. We'll have to see how it goes. Maybe it's got a decent story attached to it, which will keep you kind of more engaged. All right, so let's move on to reviews. All right, so we're here with the reviews, and I'm going to do WandaVision first. And Keith.
I'm sorry, Gareth's microphone has just gone down. I can't understand what.
I called it. Bang on.
Right, hang on. Right,
I called it.
One episode doesn't make a good season. One episode does not make a good season.
The mystery part of it I called, and it got to episode 4, and all of a sudden became interesting.
It became interesting, but I think it's a double cross. I don't think this is entirely Wanda. I think there's something else going on. I enjoyed this episode. I'm not going to lie, but that's because they brought elements in from the MCU recognizable elements by bringing in Kat Dennings and bringing in the funny FBI guy from sorry, I keep my camera there. The FBI guy from Ant-Man and the Wasp, who I find him quite amusing. And that's possibly why I enjoyed this episode. I did think episode 3, as I said last week, was somewhat better. I think the first 2 episodes are terrible and boring. And there is not a lot there to capture me. Whereas I thought the 3rd episode had a tiny bit of a hook. It was just sort of touching.
It was just
but not really. But this episode,
this is the bit where this is the bit we wanted to see, where we had that kind of changeover in things. I was right about the drone, because it's using dream logic. I was right about the beekeeper and the thing.
Hang on, I've got to point out from a drone perspective, right? That was a remote control helicopter, which a DJI remote for a Mavic 2 will not control. Just saying, production department.
Anyhow. So I was right about those things there. It is Wanda doing it, but I do think that she is being, you're right, she's probably being manipulated by someone else. And the weird thing was, I described it as a big bubble over the town. Jogs his mic. Big bubble over the town. Apparently it's a giant hexagon for some reason. And there was, they put that on the board and made you focus on that for some reason. And it's like weird because it's like kind of hexagon 6. Is there another set of 6? Is it the beast? Are they going to do a kind of, how can I put it, interdimensional Dormammu type trying to get through? Is it going to be I can't remember what one is. Yeah.
It's Dormammu's brother. Vavu
and Dormammu. So we had all these bits come through. Kat Dennings' character is fucking irritating. And I'll be honest with her, if there was an airlock, I would throw her out of it. And you're like, kind of, I'll do Kat Dennings. Yeah, you said on fucking WhatsApp, sorry, to call you out. Yeah, I'll be honest with you.
I'm not going to deny it. You would.
She's the no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't at all. I would have probably done the Chinese guy. He could do magic tricks at least.
Yeah. Isn't that what he learned from Paul Rudd's from Ant-Man?
Well, he was trying to learn it around his character was there. Yes.
So who's this cat person? Is that the
She's
person who
the one with the glasses who's extreme who failed to ingratiate herself? All right. The what's the Miss Rambone character? What's her name? Melanie.
Monica Rambeau.
Wanda Rambeau.
The daughter is Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, okay. The Monica Rambeau character, she ingratiated herself, fairly well at the beginning because she was like worried about her mum, and then she was worried about some poor bastard who got hit, and she's trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah. She wasn't very.
And also the fact that she came back from the snap.
Yes.
And she's sitting there going, and everyone else is coming back from the snap.
And they actually showed consequences, which they didn't in Spider-Man 3, really. No. Which was another thing that I quite liked. So, sorry. Oh, you're right.
But, it was the whole her comeback. She kind of ingratiated herself there. So the Monica Rambeau came across much more, how can I put it, charismatic than Captain Stonyface Marvel. And I'd probably prefer to see her in the role. And then,
but hang on, she was the kid in Captain Marvel.
No,
Monica Rambeau.
That's a character, but not the actress. All right.
No, not the actress, but the character is. Yeah,
right.
Sorry.
That's what I'm talking about. The actress. She seemed pleasant. She didn't have RBF.
Yeah.
Which was an upstage for any female actress now. Not to have bloody RBF is a bonus. So she kind of came across all right. Then you had Kat Dennings' character, whatever the fuck her name was, didn't ingratiate herself. She was fucking rude to start with. All right. And she thought, because I think it was like kind of, we're trying to come off with funny, snarky lines to show that she's witty and quippy, and it didn't. It just came across as an absolute cunt. Sorry, that's just to go straight to it. I watched it, the bit in the car where she's sitting with the other scientist, and she goes, "Oh, I'm a astrophysicist, and it's like, and the guy turns around and says, "I'm a chemical thingy," and instead of doing the thing which is a bit condescending, going, "Welcome to the party, thank you very much," something along those lines, she was rude to him, and I was like,
she just went, "Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about you," and it was like, no one to keep you coughing.
Then you prick.
I know she was just a horrible character. I'm sorry.
I didn't like her from the start when she was in that van and she was doing that. And as soon as he then sort of went, oh, you know, I know we weren't meant to, but I'm going to say it anyway, and went to her level. She was immediately a dickhead.
Yes.
And I didn't like her throughout the rest of the series.
No, I know, and I think what they were trying to do is trying to make her a bit like Robert Downey Jr., where he does rude and funny at the same time, but that's because he commands the fucking room. She didn't command the room. You can't get away with that. Yeah. So it's that wasn't good. But the fact that you actually got to see that there is the town, there are people trapped in the town. They are trying to get into the town. They are putting drones and whatnot in, try and get some bits out of. And the question that Wanda does appear to be doing it deliberately.
Yeah, because they showed you that bit where she ejected her a little bit more than what they showed you last week, and then fixed everything back, and then went back to being herself with Vision.
There is a clip of circling of Vision trying to break through the barrier, but I think that is a red herring. I don't think it's Wanda. I think that's what we've been led to believe. That's what we were banging on about from the beginning, and I don't think it's that. I think they're going to do something that we won't see coming, kind of thing. I like to hope they do that, a bit like the end of Mandalorian, you know, because I will give it that I enjoyed this episode, and I was honest. I messaged you and I went, okay, about bloody time, but this is actually genuinely quite good. What
I liked is
I want them to blindside us. Go on.
What I liked is in this episode they actually showed you, you know, the reason why the credits were the way the credits were put together in episodes 1 and 2, where they did the credits and then they zoomed out a little bit, looking at an old style TV, and actually in this episode you see why it's like that, because that's the people watching. They gave you that impression that was it, but now it's for sure.
Yeah. Just to show off our show notes, Nige put this on WhatsApp, and it's like he put the Big Bird thing on, but this was much more important, where they compared the birth scene to the scene where she destroys the Mind Stone in Infinity War. And we have to go back and check all the dialogue on stuff now to make sure that these aren't repeats of stuff. And I think that is a case of it, because as I said to Keith, it's running to dream logic. So you're going to get all these things in it, and that's what kind of made it a bit more, for me, made it a bit more interesting. Then there was something more to go on with.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's
why I was enjoying it, because I knew that it was a mystery I could sink my teeth into, and I could figure out what was going on from there. Okay, let's move on to the Expanse. Brave enough to follow us on social media? Why don't you follow us on Twitter at Monkey Nut Punch? Thanks. Right, I need to find a more funny one for that. The Expanse. Okay, watch The Expanse. I'm a little peeved by The Expanse. It's actually pissed me off a little bit, and the reason it's pissed me off is one, the drummer character in it. Well, that ain't drummer. Drummer would have killed that woman and flushed her up corpse out of the airlock before you could say, no, don't do it. That's the kind of character. You saw that in the third series when they were trapped in the ring space, where she got the drug dealer and she went to go and put him in the airlock, and Ashford had to stop her. Yeah, and she didn't even think twice about it.
I suspect you need to hold off on that, because I think she will.
I know.
I think Drummer's a little damaged at the moment.
But this is the thing: is that storyline is taking up another slot that should be there, and there's two storylines that are missing. One, there's a problem with the ring gates, which they haven't covered. Yeah, ships are going in and out of the ring gate, and if they go through when an equal mass or a similar mass goes through on one side, a ship disappears.
I thought they had mentioned this.
Right at the beginning in the first episode.
Yeah, but again,
and then they've not gone any further than that. And I was expecting...
you're comparing this to the book. They haven't gone any further yet.
I'm hoping they've only got one episode, Keith. There's one episode left to do it.
But it'll be the cliffhanger, won't it? You're going to see them, and you're going to see them on the cliffhanger. That will be the end.
Then there's the next one with the Martian Navy. The Martian Navy, fuck off, basically. They take all their ships with them, leaving the UN to deal with the Free Navy. They haven't covered that. Okay, they haven't covered that yet. No. That's supposed to have built up. They were building up to it with Alex and thingy on Mars, and then all of a sudden they left Mars and they've been sitting in a bloody ship for 3 episodes. That's
I
pissed me
agree.
off,
I
right?
agree with you that the whole Naomi being stuck on the ship for 2 episodes thing has been a bit lame. They seem to be stretching this out a bit. This week's episode, there were some really cool moments in it, but it's a stretcher. Amos's bits were fantastic. But you could have put all of that into one episode. And you could have had Naomi faffing about on the ship for an episode. Personally, I was bored of Naomi in this episode completely. It's like, would you get out the bloody ship already? Because that's what's going to happen. I'll give you that, but they're building to something, Gareth. They are building. They have mentioned the ring gate problem, so they're building to that.
Okay.
I think Durant and the Martian Navy are coming back in a big way. Wait for the next episode, because
if it doesn't happen in the next episode, I will be pissed, because they were the coolest bits in that book. And the other part of it too was Bobby and Alex rescue the Martian Prime Minister after the bombing. I didn't realize that, because he was in the ship and they get rescued by the Rocinante. Yeah, and then they take him to Luna, and he teams up with Avasarala on that. And it's annoying me, because I went back through it and I was like, that's missing, and that's missing, and that's missing.
Yeah, but if the minute you start doing that, you're going to get disappointed, because that's always the way with reading a book.
But hang on a second. But it's because the thing is the pace is slowed down. That's the problem.
Yeah, but they did this in season.
They had the big build up, and then it should be everyone coming back together.
They've done this before. They did this in season 3, where you had where season 3 felt like 2 separate seasons. You had that first part of the season, which is phenomenal TV, and then you have that episode, and then you suddenly, because they go into the next book, you have that slow down and then build up to the next sort of final episode. So season 3 was a bit disjointed like that. I think the last 2 episodes haven't been as good, and I feel that they're a bit slow. I still think this has been designed to be binged. I think this was put out to be binged, especially the last 2 episodes, because they don't feel self-contained episodes. But I don't know. I'm not gonna criticize this a lot at the moment, because I still think this is the best bloody thing on TV, and I've really enjoyed this season. But this last episode felt like a stretch. I will say that.
It did come across as a stretch, and it's annoying, because the book is missing bits from the book, and the Martians that are going to eventually become the bad guys for the next 3 stories should be being set up now. Yeah, so it doesn't feel like you're getting screwed over. So it's one of those things.
Let's see what they do in the final episode. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we're going to get them. Avasarala is boss again, which I'm really pleased of. We got rid of Idiot, because he was, in the end, a complete moron. And Avasarala is back, baby, which I'm really enjoying. I loved Amos in this last episode again. Amos, every bit scene that Amos was in this episode was good. I could have just done 45 minutes of Amos getting away from them. That was just fantastic. The 2 actors, they must like each other, because their chemistry is amazing. I fucking love Amos. I love Amos, and I love Avasarala.
Right. Or you're going to call him Timmy from now on?
Timmy. The thing, me and my wife had a conversation yesterday about no Stargate. You've got Ronan, who played by Jason Momoa. Yeah. We said, who would win in a fight between Ronan Dex and Amos Burton? And we both agreed it'd be Amos Burton, and it'd only be because he doesn't hesitate. If he says he's going to kill you, he just pulls the trigger the next second. I'm going to kill him, bang, from soft. which I think you appreciate from a kind of dramatic kind of point of view. So I know you want to talk about Batman versus Superman, but we're going to leave it, because we'll set Keith off really badly, because and I'll be indifferent about it. So let's move on to our last segment, which is everybody's favorite segment. It's our
I've just seen the private chat. Now I know why he's laughing.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So, all right. Both Babsta and Nigel sent me this one, so that tells you about their frame of mind at the moment, you dirty Berties. A guest on BBC Wales left viewers in stitches after they spotted a sex toy standing proud on her bookshelf. Yvette Amos, who appeared on the news show on Tuesday evening to discuss the effects of the pandemic on employment rates and how many are continuing to struggle to get work. However, while Yvette was talking, it appeared that a flesh-coloured dildo seemed to catch everybody's attention. So that's just okay.
Oh my god!
Okay, so this is the video. I'm taking the sound off, but
this is just loud and proud.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. There's not been many things at this lockdown that's been good about these lockdowns, but people appearing on streams. Some of the things that have happened in the last year have been priceless.
Yes, they have. It has been amusing, and yeah, that poor woman.
I didn't see what the problem was. I've got loads on my shelves here.
Well, you're running around that virtual world with your massive tackle.
Lasso.
Lasso, yeah. Distracting all the things. Bum, 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 bum. Hang on.
Low, sweet chariot.
Yeah.
And on that
this is Smooth FM bringing you all the greatest hits. Yeah.
I'm the chef.
And on that note, I think it's time we all say goodbye.
Hang on, before we go. Nice, do you recognise this one? Do you want some barbecue?
Hang on. Then you have to wait until it gets to a certain point. Here you go.
Yeah, barbecue ribs.
It's Gavin's music from his barbecue channel that I had before once, which I kept on taking the piss out of because it was just like grates on me ever so slightly.
It appeared. It was one of the default ones in this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway. I think it's time to pull the safety curtain down and say goodbye. So, goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
It's time to end.
Keith, we can still see those sex toys behind you. You're as bad as a vet from that BBC broadcast.